Good morning. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day this Thursday, September 21st, 2023. Today's tip comes from Witness Preparation, How to Tell the Winning Story by Jesse Wilson. Here to read today's tip is Jesse Wilson. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Okay. Ready? Me. All right. Your job is to free what is always hidden behind the mask of pain and not define your client by their pain. Instead, define them by the strength of overcoming their pain. This is a small but enormous difference.
Wow. This really is consistent with your victim to victor. Don't define your client by the pain, but by overcoming the challenge. And I think we're so tempted to just talk about the pain. So
Yeah.
mask of pain. You work a lot with the masks, the mask of pain. How do we do this as lawyers?
Well, it's pretty simple. First of all, it's simple, but it's challenging. When you meet with your client within the first 5 minutes of connecting with them, before the how-tos and the how to know, hey, this is my kids, and look at this little Jimmy with the trophy and getting to know you and all that shit. You tell them within the first 5 minutes, I want you to understand something. You are not your pain. You are the strength of trying to overcome your pain. And if we could tell that story, that gets us in the winning lane. And if anything opposite of that is not the story we want to tell our jurors, hi, I'm Joe, and then have a conversation with them, get them cast in the right role. Because what ends up happening is they start to judge themselves by their mask of pain. That's who I am versus the strength of trying to overcome the pain. And so, one of the things that it's really fun, Michael, you got to try this. I think you actually did experience it, but not with the character mask. When you come to a workshop or a seminar, everybody gets a character mask. Now, this is just one out of 100 of different character masks that I have. But if you look at this mask, in fact, every single one of the masks that I have, they're ugly. They're misshapen. They're scary. I've yet to hear from one lawyer who's ever done a mask workshop with me who said, God, these masks are so sweet or happy looking. No, they're freaking terrifying. And that's the point. And so you put the mask on, you become this character. And the very first thing, right? And it's obvious, and it's not, I'm not judging anybody. It's an obvious response. The very first thing to wanting to play this character is to play him like a villain. I may want something in my, that over the top, because look at it. Everything about this mask is scary looking, is in pain, is tortured. But what if you were to play the mask differently? What if you were to put the mask on and you were given the choice to show a redemptive and a sweet side of the mask? I wish I could read you a bedtime story. I wish I could, because when you were a little girl, I thought you were the most wonderful person because you loved to listen to my story. You see, and we get to play with different facets of the mask. And all of a sudden, something with the mask literally changes, because now what are we seeing? We're seeing the mask within the mask of kindness, of joy, of something that is not villainous. We see a different side of this person, and the mask changes because we make a choice. What is this mask? Is this a mask of pain? Is this a mask of torture? Or is this a mask of the strength of trying to overcome the pain and the torture through love and joy?
Wow. I'm wondering, that all makes sense to me in an injury case. Almost all my cases are death cases, death or paralysis. I think paralysis definitely, there's a lot to overcome. And that story is always tugs at our emotions and our guts.
Sure.
But what about in the death case when, I think there can be a danger to meeting the client. And in that case, I don't want to say in the first 5 minutes, especially if their spouse or kids just been killed in the last month. Like, you're not the pain, like, you're the joy. Well, maybe right now there is no joy. Maybe right now it really sucks. Um, and so, uh, how do we deal
Yeah.
with that?
Well, I would never say it the way you said it. I would make it clear to them that, first of all, I'm really, really sorry that we have to meet under these circumstances. Um, because from what I hear, I hear your husband was an incredible person, and I want to get to know him. And I'd like you to know that the reason why we're here, um, is because this is a very, very important part in how we can help you heal. And I want to let you know that you're not your pain as much as it hurts you, as much as it owns you, as much as it, I can imagine, barely gets you out of bed in the morning. You are the strength of trying to overcome your pain. That's who you are. And the reason I know that is because you're here. So I'd like to get to know you. But now let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm boom, and then you talk to them about you. That's usually how I go about doing it.
Got it. And obviously, to be sensitive to the different situations,
Got to be
makes sense.
sensitive to the different situations, and it's a judgment call. This is, you know, sure to be that emphatic to say you always got to do that. Let's just say at some point, sooner rather than later, hopefully, you want to communicate that to them.
Wow,
Because
this is
what
great.
that does is helps them. Because the second you start to meet with them, well, this is before you even meet with them. The second you meet with them, the casting has already begun. It's literally a die. That's where the word casting comes from. Casting is a mold, right? And the sooner you can get to the place where the cast isn't drying, to shake them up, to begin to think about, oh my God, why am I here? And now this guy is communicating to me that this is way more than just about justice in the courtroom. This is about the rest of your life. The work that we're doing here, although I'm not a therapist or I'm a counselor, that I tell people, this work can be healing. It can be therapeutic.
Wow. This is amazing work. You are not your pain, and the work that we do as lawyers can be healing. Take that in. If you don't have Jesse's book, Witness Preparation, go order it. Um, Thank you, Jesse, for your wisdom. Thanks for being here.
Michael, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Let's take a deep breath together and be grateful to be alive this Thursday. May the work we do today help to reduce suffering in the world, reduce suffering in the lives of our clients, in our lives, and in the world. May our efforts help to repair the world. May we fiercely and compassionately advocate for our clients, champion their stories, and do so from a place of compassion and wisdom. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. This can take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just remind you, wake up, it's Thursday. Go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.